the Luxotic BF box mod from Wismec with the Tobhino RDA. Let's have a look. Hey guys, Vick here, back with another review. Today we are looking at this. This is the Luxotic BF box squonk mod from Wismec, designed by Jaybo. It comes as a kit. It also comes with this, the Tobhino single coil bottom feeding RDA. What is it? It is an 18650 squonk mod with a 7.5mm squonk bottle, available with a range of doors. I've got the sort of honeycomby ultimate style one, but there's also a couple of other colours available as well. It's a partially mechanical style mod. It's got a couple of things in there. It's got short protection, so if you go below 0.08 ohms, it'll stop you in your tracks and warn you that you've got potentially a short. It has 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. It has an electronic on-off option. So it has an element of electronic to it. However, it is unregulated power. The Tobhino Atty, very cool little Atty. This very interesting indeed. A very unique deck. It's a single coil deck with both the posts over on one side of the RDA, and you bend your coil over the top of the airflow to achieve the vape that you want. Really interesting RDA, a really interesting kit. Let's go right down low and have a proper look at this. I think that'll make things a lot easier. Then we'll come back up top for pros and cons. See you in a sec. Okay guys, here we are up close with the Wismec Luxotic BF box. My packaging is a sample, so your packaging may look different to this, but this is how mine came. Opening her up, take this sleeve off, take this top off, like that, and you're presented with your mod and your RDA. We'll have a quick browse of the spares. You get in your pack some spare O-rings, some coils, an Allen key. You get your normal pin, your normal 510 pin if you want to use this RDA not as a squonky RDA. You can do that. So you get all those spares. Underneath this tray you get a little bit of cotton as well. In here you get a spare bottle. You get your additional drip tip, your normal drip tip. I got an extra pin as well, just because I'm so special. If we get into here, I can show you the there we go, the additional spare bottle. There is your spare bottle as well. So you get all kinds of different stuff, and I'll show you the drip tip on in a bit. Coming back to the mod and RDA. Let's unscrew the RDA just for a second while we go through the mod. So here we go. This is the Luxotic. There's 3 different doors that I've seen. I have the honeycomb ultimate one, but there's a resin one and another one as well. So a range of doors available. You've got your bottle here, obviously, very traditional squonker in shape and size and things. You've got your fire button there, nice little clicky fire button, and you've got your stainless Wismec on this side. Not much going on there except the door latch. Now this is the door for the bottle, so you pull this latch here and that allows you to pull your bottle out. There we go, like that. You can pull your bottle out. It's not a twist cap thing or anything like that. You're literally sliding the bottle up and just press fitting it up against the tube. It's got a feeding tube in there doing the work there, so that's how the bottle's in and out. And then once you're done, you just pop this door back on. Don't put it on the wrong way around though, it won't work. Like this, put your door on like that, and you've got your door back on there. Nice and easy, getting the bottle in and out and refilling it and stuff. No problem with that, to be honest. The button, you've got your 510 here. Everything seems to be going flush on here. Let's just give it a press. Yep, so it's spring loaded, or certainly, yeah, it looks spring loaded to me. There's a lot of play even if it's not, and things are going flush on it every time. So yeah, spring loaded 510. You've got Jaybo here. Jaybo designed this with Wismec. 24mm, 25mm maybe go on here. This bottom plate on the RDA is 25mm, and that goes flush. So 25mm does go flush on here, which is pretty cool for a mod of this size. And yeah, so it does have some electronics going on it. This does. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't know if you can see there. It did light up a little bit. Flashed its lights to say I'm on. And if you press fire now with nothing on top, yeah, it gives you a little warning that there's nothing going on. Opening her up inside here, we've got our 18650 battery. That comes out nice and easy. Positive side up, and you've got this little bit of ribbon to keep that in place. Very tidy inside, I'm sure you'll agree. You've got all your electronics hiding behind this block here that you can access, actually, looking at that. And you've got your bottle there, 7.5ml capacity, very sort of old school hard plastic bottle. So let's just slide our battery back in like that, put our door back on. The door's a really nice fit, absolutely no play at all. It sort of really forces its way into place. I think it really helps it that it has that metal block there, because they can put a big magnet on here, so that does really lend itself to being held in well. So that does hold in really well. If we put our RDA on top, show you one last thing with this mod. I believe, and there's absolutely nothing written down at all about this, so I'd need Wismec to confirm it, but it's my understanding that there's a bit of a battery indicator going on here. So when you fire it, the light stays on there. I don't know if you can see that. Very tricky to see on camera, but the light stays on, and I believe that light flashes if your battery's getting too low. So I think there's an element of battery indication to it as well. But again, nothing. I've seen nothing written down for that, but that's what I've noticed anyway. Turning to the RDA. Now, the RDA comes with a normal drip tip and the ability to put a goon tip on it. So this top cap here, you don't get this drip tip, that's just one of my own collection, but you get this to put on it, and so I've just grabbed a random Ultim goon tip and put it on like that. The other one is this one here. This is a normal drip tip fixture, and again that goes on and looks a bit like that. I'm not a great fan of the way that feels in the mouth, that drip tip, and that's why I've been using the goon one. I think the goon one looks better as well, but that may be just me. But you do have those drip tip options, which is nice, and they do hold in very well. It's a nice fit and all that, which is good. So the RDA. Okay, so this is how I have mine built up. Very, very simple indeed. You've got your Clapton, coils on both sides, and you just wick it straight down the middle. Nice bunch of cotton at each side, and it vapes a treat. You've got your coil bang in line with your airflow there, adding to the tremendous flavour in this RDA. That is how I have built and wicked mine. Okay guys, could not be easier to put a coil in here. You simply just put your leads on the same side here. You just put them down up against this clamp, and you just tighten these two Allen key screws, these grub screws here. You just tighten those in. The only thing I would say, if you look very closely, you'll see both my leads are bang in the middle of the grooves that you drop the leads in. Now, I think one thing to note here, it's worth noting that if you can try and put it in the middle, that's a big help, because it means the grub screw will really nicely press against the leads, and I think you'll get your best connection that way. Once you've put in your coil, you literally just bend it down. You just bend it down so that it's bang in line with this airflow. You're just banging it down, bending it over just a tiny bit, just a fraction, or to your own desired taste, and you want it nicely in line. You see that's nicely in line with the top of the RDA and right bang in with the air holes. The airflow is just going in here, coming straight at the coils, yeah, you've got your adjustable airflow like this. Dual-sided. You've got your 1 hole there, 2 hole, 3 hole, adjustable airflow, just like that. And it is very smooth and very quiet airflow, which is nice as well. But yeah, that is it. That is the Luxotic and the Tobhino. Tobhino, I guess it's a little reference to the Tobe, Jaybo's original piece of work. He did the Tobe RDA, and this is like a mini RDA, so the Tobhino is, I think that's the reason behind that. But yeah, this is it. This is the kit. Let's go back up top for pros and cons. Okay guys, that was the Luxotic and Tobhino down low. Really cool, really pleased that Wismec have finally brought out a squonker. I've been on at them to do so for a while, and they have been saying, you know, something's coming, don't worry. It's not the squonker that I thought they would do. I genuinely thought they would do a Relo RX3, but as a squonk mod, so that style, that shape of the 3, but with a bottle instead of the 3rd battery. I genuinely thought that that's what they would do next in terms of a squonker, but no, they've gone down this route first. This is very much the style and shape that most squonkers are on the market right now, so I can see why they've gone down this route. Single 18650, single squonk bottle, nice little enclosure. That is the way that a lot of them have gone, so I can understand that. A really interesting kit. Now, there's one negative. There's one clear negative that I'm going to just throw out there so we can get on to the rest of the thing. I'm not super impressed with the squonk bottle. The squonk bottle is really firm, it's really hard. It reminds me of the Pico Squeeze squonk bottle, which was a long time ago, and you just cannot compare this squonk bottle to the squonk bottle, say a Mod Maker squonk bottle, super soft silicone squonk bottle. It just not comparable, not comparable at all. That's just a much nicer bottle. This one is this really firm. You have to give it a real tug to get your juice out. Very, very firm indeed. It's not very nice looking, very plasticky. So not a great squonk bottle. Not a great squonk bottle. That being said, unlike a lot of the early edition of squonk bottles on affordable squonkers, it doesn't leak. There's no leak. It doesn't lose its shape or anything like that. It doesn't deteriorate quickly or scratch up or anything like that. So, you know, overall there's not much wrong with the squonk bottle. It's just a bit firm. It's just a bit, yeah, I thought we got past this. So that's the one negative. The squonk bottle is not great. Beyond that though, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with this mod. I think visually everyone's taste is different, of course. I don't mind this. I think it looks pretty good. It's sort of matching with the Ultim fascia. There's another one that's more resiny style that might be more to your taste. Do check out the different ones available, but overall I think it's very nice looking. It's a very nice size. What can I compare it to? And compare it to, say, the Phobic mod. Very similar size, really. Very similar size to a Phobic, if you know about those. So, you know, it's not bigger than it should be. It's the right size for what it is. It's also very weighty, very solid. You know, there's no rattle, there's no play on any bits. You know, the door moves a little bit, but it's right at the bottom and it's all nice and snug, so that's not a thing. But it's all very solid, very well put together, very solid indeed. It's got these electronic features. Now, the lowest resistance you can use on this is 0.08. For me, that's a very good line in the sand to draw. I don't think people should be going lower than that. And yeah, I think it's very, very useful for anyone wanting to get into squonking, into mechs, anything like that. I think it's very, very useful and safe to have that low resistance checker. So I think that is good that that's built into this. You know, there's going to be a lot of people trying squonking for the first time with this kit, and I think it's great that it has that protection. Also, the 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. I think that's really great as well. So much better than opening it up and flicking a switch, turning the latch, you know, turning a button off in here. 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. That is what most vapors are familiar with, and that works really well. You don't have to open it up or do anything just to change the just to turn it on and off, which is cool. So it's super pocket friendly in that respect as well. This can be a daily beater for you. Overall, I'm really pleased with the squonker. You know, I don't have many negatives, just the bottle really, and that's my only negative. 24mm Atties can fit on here. I believe you could squeeze on a 25 without it going over the edges as well, so that's a positive as well. So overall, very, very good indeed. The RDA. The RDA is really interesting. Usually in a kit like this, with the exception perhaps of the Pulse, the RDA tends to be a bit throwaway. Seems to, it's a bit of a just for the sake of the kit, lobbing it out. They have put some work into this RDA. I'm impressed with this RDA. First of all, I think the deck is very, very clever indeed. I really like that style. I've always said for a single coil, I want to use all of the space of the RDA on a single coil. I don't get why the posts are still in the middle on a single coil RDA. They should always be all the way over to one side, and that is what they've done. They've put them right over to one side. There's two clampy things, so you put in your leads and you just bend your coil over the airflow, and you can bend it to your preferred style of vape, which is really, really nice. It works really well. It couldn't be easier. Could not be easier to put a coil in here, wick it, build it, etc. Flavour is very good on this RDA as well. I don't know if you can tell, but it is tiny. If I stack this up against, let's have a look. What have we got? It's the D-Pro. The D-Pro. This is a squonking RDA that I've talked about quite a lot. Look at the size difference. Look at the size difference in those two things. The drip tip ends before this cap finishes. A very, 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 very well small RDA. It's a really small, short RDA. And as a result, you're close to your coils. Flavour is fantastic. It's a tiny little chamber in there. Really, really small. Really, really, really small in there. Great flavour. Sort of reminds me of maybe a Derringer. It's a while since I've had an RDA so low profile, There is a few things to bear in mind with that as well. It is a single coil, but if you like that really low resistance, that really high power, you're very close to these coils, so there is a chance of spit back, on such a low profile RDA, there's always that chance of spit back, so bear that in mind. If you're a super, super cloudy squonker, really high wattage, maybe not the best RDA for you. Really, this is a flavour squonker, flavour RDA, I should say, and so it's more in tune with slightly dialing it back because you're still getting that intense flavour even at a lower wattage. So it's very effective in that respect. Another thing I'd say about the RDA, I much prefer it with the 810 adapter in, and then I've just put my own Ultim style goon tip on here. I much prefer it with a goon tip. Maybe not visually, I don't know. Yeah, I think I do prefer it the way it looks with the goon tip. For me, that drip tip it's just so, it feels so weird in the mouth, that drip tip. There's something about it. It's kind of just like a wine bottle thing going on. I don't like that normal drip tip, but I much prefer it with the goon tip. It seems to just work better for me and look better as well. There's quite a lot of discussion on forums, Facebook, etc. as to if this was truly putting out unregulated power. For me, I think it definitely is. It does slowly come down as your battery comes down, just like a mech. I'm not noticing any throttle back in power. I'm not noticing any voltage drop on this. I've tried the RDA on other things. Swapping the battery seems to vape exactly the same. So I don't believe in any way they're restricting or holding back the power on this. I don't believe there's any regulation in the power. I believe it is an unregulated mod. Cool little door at the bottom. Nice and easy to use. It sticks on really good. Really easy to get your bottle in and out. It's not got the screw cappy thing on the Squonk bottle as I showed you down low. It's just, you just ram it back up, put your door back on, and you're good to go. I'm not noticing anything that would suggest that the door could fall off or get lost or anything like that. Feels really solid. The internals are really good. I like the way they've done them. They've encased all the electronics in this little silver block. Then all you can see is your battery and your bottle and your little tag to get your battery out. So no issue there at all. Overall, I think this is great. Would I recommend this as a first squonker? Yes, absolutely. I think the added protection is a real bonus to a new squonker. Is it the best budget squonker on the market? I think the only thing that comes close is the Vandivape Pulse squonker and Pulse RDA. It's really close run thing between those two. If you're new, I would definitely recommend this. Which is the best budget squonk box kit? This and the Vandivape very, very close, very, very similar. So it might come down to what you prefer the looks of, whether you prefer the looks of this or you prefer the looks of this. Let me know in the comments what you think. It's right up there. It's as good as any budget squonker that's come out to this point for sure. I'm really enjoying it. The RDA is a really nice surprise. Really pleased with this RDA. I thought it'd be a bit throwaway. It's not. It's very clever bottom feeding RDA that I'm really enjoying the vape off. Really enjoying the vape off. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like if you wanna. You can click that like button as many times as you like, you know. It only counts for 1 like, but you can click it as many times as you want. Yeah, I've been Vick, and I'll see you again soon. Let me know what you think in the comments. See you later.